Just a quick fun fact, 78% of you are not subscribed. So if you're new to the channel, subbing would be greatly appreciated. Plus, every new sub and every like that the video gets, Apollo gets a cookie. This is a continuation of last year's video where I did a total amount that I've spent on the Cobra from when I took delivery of the car in 2020 in August up until the last day of December of 2020. This is a continuation of that video from what I spent from January 1st up until the last day in December of 2021. And this is just to bring to light, people can understand what it costs to build a project car like this, everything that goes into it, supporting mods that you may need, just in case anyone stumbles upon this channel and wants to build a car of the same type of build. And this just doesn't apply to Cobras. It applies to a lot of project cars that the total can get fairly high in a short amount of time. And also, this isn't meant to brag or anything like that. I'm not saying I've spent the most out of anyone on a Cobra. That's definitely not the case. But it's just to shed light on what it costs to actually build a project car and everything that's been done to my car for the past year to get everyone up to speed. I'll have a parts total as I go through the video. I'll add each part, what that costs with a total update. Then at the end of the video, it will be a total cost of 2021. And then I'll bring in the total cost from 2020 for a grand total of what I've spent on the car so far. And also I will have last year's video linked in a card up top and in the description if you like to go back and watch the 2020 version of this video. At the very beginning of the year, I did a complete brake overhaul on the Cobra, rebuilt the Brembo calipers, and I added these brake pads. They're the Hawk HPS pads for the 2000 Cobra Brembos, and they had a total cost of $140.89. Some of these parts that I bought have increased in price since the time that I bought them, and this was one of them. These drilled and slotted rotors that I put on the front were originally almost $200, but I got them actually for the price of $124.99. But when I went back to record this video and screenshot the rotors, they had gone up in price since that time. So I'll reflect the price of what I actually paid for them at the time of buying them. Next was a 4 level 1 return fuel system, as I planned on upgrading the stock Eden supercharger on the car with an aftermarket blower. The total cost of this to me, I went through a vendor who I got it a little bit cheaper with all the options picked on it. I got it for $1,092 shipped. The next part was the big item for the entire year, which was the VMP Gen 3R upgrade that I did for the Cobra. I got this also through another vendor. It wasn't bought directly from VMP, and it wasn't bought from Lethal Performance. I got this cheaper than a lot of places could get this for. I did a lot of digging, a lot of research on it. I actually got this for $4,800 shipped with a pulley of my choice. The price you see here is the VMP Black Friday sale. It does not include shipping, and it does not include the pulley, which is about another $100 or so on top. So I got a really good deal on this setup. This is another example of a part that I went to buy, and when I went to screenshot that same product for this video, the price had changed quite a bit. You can see the price reflected here, but this is the screenshot from my order, and as you can see, it cost me $458.99 for a pair of 4 performance 80-pound injectors, which I needed with the VMP Gen 3R upgrade. The next thing that I bought was a headlight upgrade for the car. I wasn't sure what bulbs are in it, so I went and bought these bulbs for $31.99. And then I got these headlights shortly after that were on back order forever, but I was finally able to get them, and those were $124.99. The next thing that I needed was a new snub idler. The billet flow one that I had would no longer work with the VMP because of the placement of it and how it all works. So I had to get the Metco one. I did not pay this for the total price for it. I bought this used, and I was able to get it for $150 off from somewhere on one of the Facebook groups. Also, ever since I got the car, the front tires were not in the best of shape, So I went and got a set of Nitto NT555 G2 tires for the total cost of $576. Also, another nagging problem that I had with the car from the very start, from when I got it, was that the clutch cable in it, I don't believe it was an OEM Ford cable, and even if it was in pretty bad shape. So I went and picked up a new Ford cable for $64.99. The next round of mods involved a lot of suspension stuff. This started out with a set of isolators for the front and the rear, some sway bar bushings, and some new end links for the Cobra. All these together came out to a total of $121.28. Now, with getting the VMP blower upgrade, I knew that my stock clutch was on borrowed time. I took that chance for the remainder of the time that I had with the car for the summer, but I knew that eventually I would need to upgrade. So I was able to grab this RXT McLeod twin disc 26 spline clutch for a total of $860 as an open box item on American Muscle. So that saved me quite a bit overall compared to buying it new, because brand new this clutch is about $1,200. So another part for the Cobra that I got for a pretty good deal. And of course, with the clutch now being a 26 spline clutch, I also needed to upgrade the input shaft. This was kind of for two reasons. With the power of the Cobra now at just under 700 to the wheels with the VMP Gen 3R on it, I had a feeling that the 10 spline input shaft was probably not the best option to go at this point anymore, just for longevity reasons. So I bought the 26 spline clutch and the 26 spline input shaft upgrade to work together to help with that added power. These are one of the last few remaining Lethal Performance input shafts they had on their site. The Tremec ones were on back order with no idea of when they were going to get any more in. So I grabbed this very quickly after I got that information. So overall, this was pretty much like a necessity buy for the most part. And as you can see, the total price for the input shaft was $299.99. Also, when I did the clutch cable upgrade, I bought a new clutch cable adjuster, firewall adjuster, and the double hook quadrant to go along with it. The clutch and pedal feel is so much better now on the car, and that's without even the RXT being in there yet, so it's going to get even better. But the total for those two were $68.38. I got a little bit off track with the suspension stuff when I started on it, but I also bought a set of H&R Sport Springs to go along with the whole suspension upgrade that I did. Total, these cost $298.40. The last upgrade that I did for the suspension was a set of Coney yellow shocks and struts. As many of you know, the Cobra is currently sitting on Maximum Motorsports race coilovers, which are very unfriendly for the street. It rides really, really rough. These should make the car much more pleasurable to drive on the road, along with the springs going on it. So I feel as though it's going to be a much better street driving car as compared to before, when its former life before I got it, where it was meant more of a road course racing car. And the last thing for this video to list will be a set of Autometer lunar gauges, which are very hard to find, and ones that I've always really wanted for the Cobra, and I was actually able to get a set. I got the water temp, the boost gauge, and the fuel gauge, but I won't be running the fuel gauge. I have a different gauge going into that pod, but I was able to buy these gauges and a 3-pod pillar for the cost of $200. So with everything all added together, the grand total for 2021 comes out to $10,059.21. Now, if we bring in last year's total of $10,635.74, and like I said, that video will be linked in the description, and it was linked in a card earlier, our grand total since I have owned the Cobra comes out to $20,694.95. This is mostly mods that I've done for the car, the vast majority of it. There's been little things here and there, little odds and ends that I've thrown in, but I didn't count it towards this total. So the overall grand total is a little bit higher than that, but it's 20 grand in about 1.5 years of ownership. And as far as 2022 goes, that list has already started. There's already parts that I bought, so this list will continue to grow. And at the beginning of 2023, I will have a total update for what I spent in 2022. So that will conclude the video. I hope you all liked it. Just a little insight on what it costs to build this car to where I have it now. A lot of stuff could have been left alone, but I'm building this car the way that I personally want it. And this is what it's cost me to this point in time. The prices have not included shipping or the cost of any installation for parts that I had done at the shop. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, or if you're new here, subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, leave it a like. It really, really helps with my goal of one day being the sole ruler of the world. Thank you for watching.